Welcome back. Last season of The Flash, I was lucky enough to get brought onto the show. They let me direct an episode of the show, and I think everybody was like, don't screw it up. And I didn't, and it worked out and stuff. So they let me go back again soon to make another one. So this is a bit of a mini reunion, pre-reunion, where I get to hang out with all these folks at the beginning of September. Please give it up for the cast of The Flash, the best show on television. How are you guys and how busy are you at Comic-Con all the time? Because this is what, the third year that you've all come as a group?
Yeah, third year. It's crazy. I've been saying all day, it's like easier every year because you know what to expect, but it's more hype every year, so it's crazier every year for sure.
And I saw you at the Preacher panel last night, so that you were pulling double duty,
It's
not
so
just this,
cool.
for other
That's
stuff.
what's fun about Comic-Con is you get to see so many different people from so many different shows, and like that was a fun opportunity to play in a different world.
And what's the vibe at a Flash panel like when you guys go up there? I would imagine, I've been to panels and I've been on panels where if the audience loves you, it's just everything you say gets massive overpraise and stuff like that. You feel like the funniest person in the world. What's it like for you guys?
Well, it's funny that you say vibe. No, it feels great, you know? It's when you enter that room, it's just an inundation of love and support, you know what I mean? So it's easy to sort of, speak from the heart and represent the show that way. So I don't mind it.
I don't mind it.
It's all right. I can deal with it. What has been the most exciting memory, let's say, of coming to Comic-Con? Was it like the first time where you're like, look at all these people? Or was it when you got to come back when they'd seen the show for a few episodes?
I think this one might be my favorite because this is the whole gang. Like this is the first time that everyone really has been here, and that's
Who
special.
hasn't been here before? Who is it?
Well,
Keiynan.
last year
First
Jesse
year for
was
you?
sick. This is Keynan's first year.
Yeah.
This is Tom's
And Tom's first year. Can you believe
What?
that?
You've never been? Well, with Flash, but have you never been here before for the other thing?
I came very briefly, like 6 years ago to the day, I think, for the trailer release of the sixth film. But this is my first time doing it as a group of young people. It's fun. It's been a lot of fun.
What is your character's name?
You tested me. Julian Albert.
Okay, so as a fan of both the books and the show, I'm like, I don't recognize that name. Sounds like they made up a new guy. And then I don't believe that. That sounds suspicious. That sounds like you might have some deep DC history roots.
I too was suspicious, but I trust the writers implicitly. I'm sure they know what they're doing.
Keiynan, we got to see the suit. They put up pictures online, and it looks phenomenal. Like, I couldn't believe they actually went with the yellow. I loved it, man. It honors the source material.
The classic, yeah.
How does it feel? Can you move in it? I've seen you on set in pictures, walking and talking in it. How does it feel? Because you've never had that aspect of the job yet.
Yeah, it wasn't real walking and talking. That's all they could make me do. It's just those positions. Yeah, it just takes some getting used to, but it feels so amazing. I'm just super excited to do it, and I love it. I'm really happy.
So far, so good.
Yeah, so far, so good.
Where
We'll
are
see.
you guys right now in the shooting? Because you actually left Vancouver to come down here and do the con. So where, episode 3, 4, where are you?
Shooting episode 2 right now.
Episode
Yeah.
2. And how's it been going this season, man? Excellent to see you again. We had so much fun.
We did have so much fun.
Both of you to death. But I remember while I was on set, like one of my favorite things was I'm a monitor director. I like to stand at the monitor and like watch take and then bring everyone over and be like, look what we did, and watch it back and stuff. And one of the best moments of Flash for me was first Candice like, I'm not doing that. I'm not going to the monitor. And I'm like, how are you going to learn how to do our job and stuff? And finally she came over to the monitor and she goes, oh, why didn't I do this before?
Yeah.
And she's at the end of the day, it touched me. You go like, I actually learned something today.
I really did. As an actor, I mean, I hate watching myself, so I have a hard time watching the episodes for that reason. But you kind of forced me gently.
Easy with that word.
Yeah. To watch the monitor, and I did. I learned a lot. So I mean, there are many reasons why we loved having you on, but for me, that was one of them. You stretched me as an actor, so thank you, Kevin.
Oh my Lord, thank you. Jesse, I got to work with you very briefly years ago on Law & Order.
Yes.
On the one time you played a cop. And then years later, when you're playing a cop again, I got to work with you again. Being on set with you is wonderful, but this is my kind of like fandom moment. When we were shooting at one point, you know, you're in director mode and you're trying to be like, we're doing this. And I'm not very authoritative and stuff, but you try to keep a lid on the set. But at one point, I walked over to him and I whispered in his ear, live in my house. Started doing a little rent. Which do you prefer? Live or shooting? Theater, musicals, or filmed entertainment, TV?
I can't even compare the two. I mean, like being on stage is the most amazing thing ever, and it's something I will always chase. I will always want to do that. But being on television, being a part of a crew that actually concentrates on getting things on film is its own animal, and I love that too. Plus, you get paid a little bit more than theater usually, so I like it. I like them all.
And you look good on camera.
Well, thank you, baby.
Let's talk to Tom. Tom, best villain on television, man. And then season 2, best friend on television. You got to play the 2 shades, and you got to play that 1 shade in the first season. Throughout my life, when I'm just driving around and stuff like that, in quiet, lone moments, I always think of, now, run, Barry, run, is one of my favorite deliveries in the world. So much so that I begged the folks of my episode to take that line and stick it into our episode, because I was like, oh, the delivery of that, man. You took a character that, like most cats, you know, might be like, I don't know if I want to be the other fast guy and stuff. You made him believable, real, he breathes and whatnot, and then you spun it by being like, he's the bad guy. Now, last season, you got to play the good guy. Which feels better?
I like them both. Let me just say, Kevin, that a man of your stature and accomplishments comes on our set, and we were so grateful to have you there. So I appreciate from you. You're overly generous with your praise, and I appreciate it. You know I do. But all of us here, you ask about a highlight. This is our highlight for us all to be together, be basically in your venue, in your forum, and to get to be with you again. I don't think we as a team can stress enough how genuinely much we adored having you around, and the fact that you want to come back just thrills it. We can't wait to embark on the next journey with you.
You're gonna make me cry,
It's the
dude.
truth.
I'm supposed to be
Absolute truth.
interviewing you.
Absolute truth.
I gotta tell you, but you all know how special it was for me. I came as just a big fan. I don't normally do things that look good, like the show. So coming there, I was really nervous about it, but we blended like a family. And this is the one dream I had going up there. And it was really about the actors and the crew specifically, not so much for the show. Because the show is made by these people right here. The director changes every episode. The constants are the cast and the crew. They know their characters inside and out. There's nothing I can say like, let me tell you how to play the Flash. Like, he knows how to play the Flash and stuff. So my job was really just one of enthusiasm. Like, I just got to be there and be like, oh, this is all great. Isn't this fun? Let's do this. And my dream was like, if I could just go up there and when I leave, they were all like, oh, he wasn't an asshole. Like, he was fun to be around. And that's kind of what it was.
Mission accomplished.
Right? Oh, my Lord. Thank you, man. Let's talk about the season that's shooting right now, because I saw a tweet from you that made me turgid, man. You talked about the first script. And then you said, am I allowed to say it? Or I don't know if I can say it. And then Greg Berlanti tweeted, go ahead, say it.
Yeah.
And what did you say?
That's Flashpoint.
Oh, good Lord. For every Flash fan, our hearts started pounding through our chest. We knew it was coming by the end of last season, because there it was, dude.
Yeah.
The moment, I swear, I'd just been there 2 episodes before, and I was like, right on, the ship is righted, everything's good. Like, Barry knows who he is.
Yeah.
And then he has the moment with Iris where she's
Totally.
like, I'm ready. And you're like, I'm not. And I'm like, you idiot!
Yeah. I've been saying today, I think that people are like, why did he do that? And I think that he wasn't going to do it, but I think sitting on that porch, having just defeated Zoom, Iris says to Barry what he's always wanted to hear, and he feels empty inside. And that was the moment that it was, I have to give. It's like as selfish as it was, as much as Barry wanted his parents. I think it's more about these 2 speedsters took away their life because of me, and they deserve to have a chance at life, and I can't do this. I need to give them that chance.
It was beautiful. It was one of those things where, as a fan of the show, you're like, no, but at the same time, you're like, yes, because this just invents all new problems diving into it. Working with all these folks was absolutely amazing, man. Like, honestly, I did no direction. I would just go and be like, play, and stuff like that. So I've seen all of them work. But you, I worked with quite a bit because it was very Barry-centric, as the show usually is, that episode. And you, like, I mean, this is ridiculous to say, of course you're legit, but you're like legit, man. You got a process and a method and stuff. It's not like you just step up and like, I'm gonna say this and move on. You cognize, like you need to understand why you're saying what you understand. Like, that's all the best actors do that. Damon was like that, is like that. Alan Rickman was like that.
Thanks,
that's
man.
high caliber material.
It's complicated storylines. Got to understand it.
At the end of the day, it is a story about a boy who solves all his problems by running very fast, but it's much deeper than that. There's so much more into it, and I think it's layered because of the relationships that you all bring into it. Like, as much as like we like the plot and the action, this is what I tune in for, to watch you talk to her and her talk to him and the interrelation of all the characters and stuff. That's what makes this show absolutely soar. Do you guys hang out with each other when you're not making the show?
Not much. I don't have much free time so but we
You're
do when we
always
can.
making
We
the
do what
show,
we can.
pretty much. When do you get to, and you're up in Vancouver about how long? Like 6, 7 months?
9.5 months. Yeah.
What's it feel like when you come back home, when you come back down here or something like that? Really?
I worked. I went and worked.
This season, we're adding Supergirl on CW.
Yeah.
It's almost becoming DCW at this point. So now there'll be Arrow, Flash, Legends of Tomorrow, and Supergirl.
Yeah.
Have they talked about all of the? I mean, we know there's a big crossover coming. They already said that last year. Have you started to see that in the storylines of the first few scripts? Like, is Supergirl being mentioned yet? I guess, or are you allowed to say not yet?
Not yet.
Look at those closed mouths. Everyone's just
Not yet. It's pretty Flashpoint focused right now, which I think we're going to see the repercussions coming out of Flashpoint. There'll be ramifications all season long from Flashpoint.
And so, is it an all-season long Flashpoint, or it begins with Flashpoint?
No, I think we can state that Flashpoint does not last all season long, but
That's good to know.
But there are permanent ramifications.
You're making my nipples hard.
Oh my God.
Just talking about this stuff. Okay, so Flash it is obviously the job we all love, man. But if we weren't doing the Flash, what kind of stuff would we like to do? We know Jesse loves doing theater and stuff. What kind of stuff other than episodic heroic stuff would we like to be doing? Start with you.
I would also love to get back to being on stage, or I'd love to be a part of a original movie musical resurgence. Would that be cool? I mean, I've always wanted to be a part of that, so I'd love.
And you had a
I'd
foot in
love to.
Glee World, right? You
Yeah,
started
yeah,
there.
a little bit. Yeah, I did like 7 episodes.
Like a little bit of historical fiction. Go back in time, wear some corsets, be an old proper lady or something like that.
Nice.
You mean as a vocation?
Yeah.
I'm pretty happy with what I'm doing, but my dad is ex-FBI, and I've always wanted to do maybe CIA, some sort of spy work, just light work, you know? Yeah, that would be my other career.
The life that you left behind for this performance stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
I'd really love to teach.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, some of the most influential moments in my life were teachers. And I don't think teachers get enough credit, and I probably wouldn't get enough credit either if I was a teacher, but I'd try to be a damn good one.
I buy that. Tom?
Sorry, other Tom.
That's
Yeah.
sorry.
Tom one?
Tom,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
bookend? That's a tough answer to follow because that's so awesome. That's tremendous. I'd probably jump into the reboot of the Buckaroo Banzai franchise if it were me. That's the kind of thing I would do.
I would do the same as Danielle, just those corsets and something along those lines. If not that, I would just be writing songs. I like to do that.
I like to work on like a really hot animated show, like Rick and Morty or something like that. Like, I think that would be the dream right there. Just putting it out there.
Agreed.
I think I speak for us all when we'd all like to join in a sort of jazz improv group of some sort.
Absolutely. Flashback.
Yeah,
Hit
that's
it.
what we're all dreaming
That's what I'm
about.
thinking about.
Excellent poll. That's the kind of poll you could do when you're like, dude, I got a lot of Harry Potters beyond me. I can take risks. This is the cast of The Flash, ladies and gentlemen. The single best show on television right now. If you're not watching it, I know you are watching it right now. Give it up for him, man. Right now, we're going to throw to a little trailer, man. Universal's Jason Bourne. Check this out. They're sponsoring our